Hey everyone, it's Michael and I teach you how to become fluent in Spanish in 12 months or less. Today I want to talk about the first topics that you should be learning as you learn Spanish. So what should you be talking about? You already have a Spanish partner. If you're in the program, you already have a Spanish partner. You're trying to learn Spanish. You're trying to improve. And the next thing that's coming to your mind is like, okay, well, I'm trying to track my progress and I'm trying to learn, what do I talk about? So in this video, I'm going to talk about that. And as you get more advanced, what topics you should talk about then. So basically my first point is the first topics you should be talking about is the simplest things that come to mind, as in what's your name? Where are you from? What's your family like? What do you like to do? Like, it's just the very basic things. That's what you should master, because I've had people, no joke, that can talk about some pretty esoteric things like what would happen if a war happened in this country between these people and these people, but it's hard for them and they get nervous if they just start talking about themselves, because all the vocab they've learned is like from like university, and they try to like talk about those things instead of just talking about themselves. Now, granted, when they're talking about like the war in the different country, it wasn't very good, because if you can't even explain who you are as a person, like you can't explain the war. But that's my rationale for it. Second is you should learn the topics as you go, but keep them simple. So as you start to get more advanced and you're like, okay, what topics should I talk about now? Just talk about the topics that come to mind. When you're talking with someone, like, you got to trust that, human beings like to communicate with each other. And so when you start talking to a new partner, you're going to be talking about different things, different topics, and then a topic will come up, or you're going to bring up a topic that you really like that you don't know how to talk about yet. That's your new topic. Talk about that. But keep it simple. Keep it very simple. There's topics like, for example, what do you like about the city? Like the city that you live in. You can make that really complicated with a lot of colorful language, or you can keep it very simple. I like the streets, I like the sign, I like the cars in it. Or actually, I love how the infrastructure is handled by the government, because there's a lot of gerrymandering, or there's a lot of population demands on these certain counties. Like, you can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. Keep it simple. I've had beginners and intermediate people that have been able to talk about very complex topics, but at a very simple level. So they're able to talk about these topics that they really like, but they keep them simple. So do that. And then 2, talk to as many people as you can, because that's going to help you learn topics that you should know when you're talking to new people, which is what most people are afraid of in language learning. This is a mistake that I made, where I only had like one language partner in French. And so what we did was, it was very easy to say hi to her, because we didn't have to like, introduce ourselves every time. But we got into some pretty deep topics, but I was never really super comfortable saying hi and like, and saying how I felt and everything. And it might seem counterproductive, but when you're introducing yourself to someone, like, it's very fast paced, and you never know what they're going to ask you. So really try to introduce yourself to new people all the time. Like, hey, my name is Michael. I like to do this, da 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 da. So you get comfortable with that beginning stage, because that's what we usually want language for. Like, unless you want to talk about it like in Spanish with like your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, like some kind of people that are already in your life, it's going to be meeting a lot of new people, and you got to get rid of that beginner conversation anxiety and get very comfortable with it, because that's what you want to avoid. Because you don't want to be very good at like academic language, unless that's your thing, very academic language conversation where you can get very deep, but you're afraid to introduce yourself to new people. Like, because you're like, oh, actually, I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know, like, the common phrases. Like, that's what you have to learn. Because if you want to become fluent, you got to be able to hop on a train or hop on a flight or hop on a boat, whatever, to a Spanish-speaking country and start talking to people. You can't be like, oh, actually, I only want to talk to one person for like 6 months. No, you got to talk to different people. You gotta, that's how you become fluent. Anyways. That's the video. Hopefully you liked it. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Subscribe, like the video, tell all your friends about it, and I'll see you in the next one.